The woman slept for a full cycle of 60 years in the ancient tomb. Unexpectedly, she was discovered by the archaeological team. They thought the woman had just sneaked in, so they asked her how she had gotten in. At this time, the woman asked them what year it was. Upon learning that today was the year 2025, the woman then realized that she had slept for a full cycle of 60 years. She never expected that her lifetime of cultivation had led to sitting in meditation for an entire cycle. However, a few people thought she was crazy. They immediately decided to report the matter to the relevant authorities. Consequently, the police station staff called Qin Xiaohao, who was delivering food, claiming that they had found an elderly person who was lost. This elderly person claimed to be Xiaohao's great-grandmother. Unexpectedly, upon hearing this, Xiaohao became furious. His great-grandmother had passed away a long time ago. How could this be his great-grandmother? In anger, he hung up the phone. He went back home to burn incense in front of his grandfather's portrait. Unexpectedly, his grandfather's portrait fell over. Next, a note fell out of a book. He picked up the note and looked at it, only to discover to his surprise that the Qin family's great-grandmother had left home many years ago in search of spiritual enlightenment and immortality. It stated that if great-grandmother were to return to the human world again one day, her descendants must treat her kindly. It was then he realized that great-grandmother was actually still alive. So, he went to bring her back. However, Xiaohao was very poor. He didn't even have money to buy some food for great-grandmother. This made great-grandmother sigh deeply. That after living in seclusion for 60 years, the descendants of the Qin family had fallen into such destitution. When she saw the messy state of his living quarters, she gave Xiaohao a jade pendant to exchange for money. Unexpectedly, Xiaohao thought it was fake, because he had heard his grandfather say before that the Qin family had been farmers for 3 generations. So he assumed that anything great-grandmother gave couldn't be anything valuable. Seeing that he didn't believe it was real, so the great-grandmother asked him again to take her to the treasure house, claiming that she had left many belongings there. Thus, she handed over a document to Qin Xiaohao, asking him to take her there. But when they arrived at the entrance, they were stopped by the gatekeeper, who mocked them, calling them paupers, saying they were not qualified to enter. At that moment, Miss Su, who liked Qin Xiaohao, came out from inside. Upon learning that they wanted to enter the treasure house, she gave the gatekeeper a stern reprimand, and then directly brought the two of them inside. Qin Xiaohao took out the document given by the great-grandmother, and handed it over to the steward there. Unexpectedly, the steward immediately recognized that it was the handwriting of the old master. He first invited them to sit down and have some tea, while he went to report this matter to the chairman. Shortly after, he handed the document over to the chairman. However, the chairman did not believe this matter, arguing that the old master was already over 100 years old. Everyone who knew him has already passed away. How could he possibly save anyone? He must be deceiving people and putting on a show. Get him out of here. It's all about waiting. After the housekeeper left, the old master called to inform him that there is a warehouse inside the treasure house. The items inside the warehouse all belong to Miss Su. Their Lu family has been tasked with guarding it for generations, until a descendant of the Qin family comes to claim it. He also warned him not to touch anything inside. Yes, of course. By the way, Dad, a guest just came to retrieve something. I think his name was Chin Ching or something like that. What did you say? His name is Chin Ching, right? You're still alive? That's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It turns out that when they were children, the woman took them in together and adopted the 3 boys. The 3 of them vowed to serve her as loyal servants for generations. It was because of the woman placing items in the treasure house that the Lu family has what they have today. So he instructed Chairman Lu to treat Miss Su kindly, must not be negligent. Then he informed the Ji family and the Wu family, told them to quickly meet Miss Su. At the same time, Lu Mingkai, who had always been pursuing Miss Su, also arrived here. Upon learning that the person he liked was with another man, he became furious and humiliated. He was about to go in and teach the man a lesson. They grabbed Qin Xiaohao, warning him for daring to be with his girlfriend. They planned to have him thrown out, but unexpectedly, just the act of the woman placing down her teacup knocked them off balance. At that moment, the butler came to inform them that they didn't know any Qin Ching at all. This person then claimed they were frauds and wanted to kick them out. The woman never expected that a mere steward would dare to speak to her like that. It seemed the Lu family no longer cared for their lives. However, just as the two were about to leave, the reckless Lu Mingkai actually tried to stop them. Treasure house is not a place you can come and go as you please. Do you think you can just leave whenever you want? Sigh. But you can leave under certain circumstances. He told Qin Xiaohao to crawl beneath him through his legs, but unexpectedly, great-grandmother cast a spell on him, making him spit blood immediately. Young master, are you okay? He became furious out of humiliation, just as he was about to pick up a stick to attack. Unexpectedly, Chairman Lu arrived just in time. First, he slapped this ungrateful son across the face. Then he told him that Grandma Chen was an old acquaintance of his grandfather, and told him to show some respect, warned him not to court death. Then he ordered someone to drag him out, but Lu Mingkai was still unconvinced. He swore he would settle the score with them. After Lu Mingkai left, Chairman Lu immediately took out a bank card with 80 million on it, and handed it to great-grandmother. Upon hearing it contained 80 million, Qin Xiaohao was completely stunned. He hesitated to accept the money. Finally, with great-grandmother's permission, he had just taken the card. So, they went to buy a villa. They happily paid the full amount in one go. Then, they informed the great-grandmother they were going to buy some furniture. Meanwhile, the great-grandmother stayed in the villa. What they didn't expect was that the matter of the two going to buy the villa was found out by Lu Mingkai. He immediately flew into a rage. He wanted to confront him for this. Meanwhile, the two of them were holding hands while shopping for furniture. The furniture seller thought they were a couple, and carefully introduced the furniture to them. But what they didn't know was that Qin Xiaohao, this clueless guy, didn't realize Miss Su liked him. He thought Miss Su liked Lu Mingkai, so he told the woman that they weren't a couple. Unexpectedly, at this very moment, Lu Mingkai arrived in a fury. As soon as he arrived, he grabbed them. He wanted to teach him a lesson. Let me go. Let me go. They even called a few strong men over. They punched him again and again, trying to beat Qin Xiaohao to death. Let go of Qin Xiaohao. Just as Qin Xiaohao was about to be beaten to death, great-grandmother sensed he was in danger. At the same time, Lu Mingkai unexpectedly grabbed Miss Su. He was about to forcibly harm her. Seeing that Qin Xiaohao was about to be killed by them, the girl had no choice but to agree to his demands to make him release Qin Xiaohao. Stop hitting him. I can give you what you want, as long as you promise to let Qin Xiaohao go. Letting him go? Tonight, not only will he die, but I will also make him witness firsthand the disgraceful state you'll have with me. Do you know? Unexpectedly, at this moment, the man transformed into a tiger, ready to devour Qin Xiaohao. However, at the critical moment, great-grandmother appeared just in time, courting death.